What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mental Misdeeds. It's me, Caleb Salvatore. I'm back with my... Say hi. You're frozen.
Are you
I'm
talking
here with...
to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm here with my co-host, Dre Liberator.
Hi. Well, okay, guys. Sorry. 2 seconds ago, he had a dog in his lap, and he was telling the dog to say hi. So
Oh, no. Not
I
my
wasn't sure.
my
You
Chihuahua.
he was talking to Poppy or me.
No, yeah, we're back. I was gone last week. I was moving. My house is still in absolute chaos, but not near as bad. So we're there right now. It's chaos that I can navigate, and that's the important thing. So last week was a great episode. I watched it. We've got you got an advertisement we want to do real quick here?
I sure do. Let's talk about this wine. This is the Blood of Tyrants official spirit of 1776 wine. It is a Merlot with a rich garnet color, flavors of black cherries, plums, figs with a soft, smooth finish. This is going to get you a discount of $5 off shipping with the our discount code of mental there. It ships to all of the U.S., excluding the following tyrant territories: Alabama, Alaska, Arkansas, Hawaii, Kentucky, Mississippi, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Rhode Island, South Dakota, and Utah. So I guess if you're in one of those states...
It's like half the country. What the...
Apparently you can get it here, which is kind of crazy. I went to it was like not a brewery, but where they did moonshine.
Mm-hmm.
In Florida, and I was like, some of that shit was really, really fucking good, and I wanted to get it shipped back here, and apparently they can't ship at all. I don't know if that's a Florida thing or what, but yeah, they're like, sorry.
Yeah.
Because some of that shit was really good and easy to drink.
Shit'll fuck you up, though.
Yeah.
No, this stuff is great. Blood of Tyrants wine. It's our friend Dan Bierman makes it, right?
Yep, he's involved in the project, so yeah.
Yep.
Definitely check it out.
Promo code mental. Yep, for $5 off shipping.
Yep, and I sent you the link.
Yep. So. Got the link right here. We can post.
And then if we want to put that in comments later, that is in your chat, Caleb.
We'll post the link in the comments right now. This stuff is great. I had COVID, and it literally cured me of it. So
knocks that shit right out.
No, not really. I'm kidding. Yep, links in the comments now. So go check it out. Promo code mental. BloodofTyrants.wine. I need to get my own wine brand. How the fuck do I make that happen?
No, I gotta kiss up to somebody with a winery or a vineyard, I guess.
It's pretty ironic, but considering my upbringing. But let's hop into it. We were talking about before we went live. We were talking about Bette Midler and who? Some other old hag.
Macy Gray. So this is crazy. I hear about something like this before you do. Macy Gray went on Piers Morgan and basically said, why don't you look it up? Because if I go to another tab, I lose everything. I go black and it doesn't work.
Yep.
She did not say anything negative about the trans community. She simply said women are women, I guess, and that they should be considered as such, and not menstruating people, not people with breasts. And I'm pretty sure she's getting crucified about that. Bette Midler also put out a tweet.
Yeah, Macy Gray to Piers Morgan. Gender affirming surgery doesn't make you a woman. That's fair. Yeah.
I mean, people are getting in trouble for stating facts like the sky is blue.
Yeah. What are we supposed to do here? Like that's what did Bette Midler say?
Bette Midler put out a tweet. So search for that. And at first it sounds like she's pissed off about Roe v. Wade. And then it starts talking more about how I believe women should have their own spaces, stuff to that effect, I want to say. And of course, they're upset with Bette Midler. And it was just kind of interesting to see that.
Oh, Bette Midler was on her side?
She was like, this is completely separate from Macy Gray's appearance.
Yeah.
It was just a tweet that she put out that was kind of in the same vein, but and also obviously people are upset with her, of course.
Well, dude, up until Roe got reversed, the old feminists, the boomers, they might as well have been registered Republicans because they probably hated trans people more. They're not hated, but were against trans people more than anybody. The old feminists, because they saw this as, hey, men are trying to be women. What the fuck? No, we fought against this. What's going on? And now that Roe's overturned, they're back. They've allied themselves with their natural enemy.
It's just crazy. So there was that. And oh God, what was the other thing that was kind of sort of related to that I was going to tell you about? We'll come back to it. But I just thought that it was funny that, these are the things that get you in trouble for saying in 2022.
Well, we got a bunch of people big mad with that Clarence Thomas meme we shared.
Did we? Oh,
yes.
Darn.
You didn't see that? Oh, people were outraged about that meme. Calling, the owner, the mods of this page are just incels who can't get laid. I'm like, well, one of them's a woman and the other's a dude that's about to get married. So like, I really don't know.
We both get laid on the pretty regular, I think.
Well, I mean, I'll be married, so I don't get laid that often. Pretty. No, I'm kidding. No, I have no problems there. Don't worry about it. But
me neither.
But yeah, so I'm just like, what are you guys talking about? Like, that's always these people's go-to insult. It's the only thing. It's always you're an incel. Your dick is small, and when it comes down to it, the reason that's their go-to insult is because the only thing they themselves see that they have to offer this world is sex. So that's got to be the knockout punch insult for anyone, because that's the only thing that they see themselves offering. So why would anyone else be able to offer anything different?
I feel bad for that. I mean, if that's all you have to offer is your body in some sort of like, here it is, I hope you take it kind of way, like that's pathetic.
Yeah, that's literally that's
all I have.
That's the thing I've come like. It's not really that funny or witty. It's overplayed. Oh, you don't get laid. Like my friend, like Nick, who co-hosts my other podcast with me. The amount of times I've seen that guy get called an incel when he's got a profile picture with his fucking kid. Like, yeah, you're right. He's never been laid. Virgin incel, never been fucked. He just has a kid. So be it.
Right.
But yeah, I replied to some guy that said that we were a bunch of incels, and I said that the moderator of this page is a woman. And it's like, yeah, fucking right. I went, bro, scroll down to literally the next post. You'll see the video. Just the next post on this page. You'll see her in the video. And then he never said anything back. I'm like, all right, well, obviously, yeah,
he
dumbass.
Disappeared real fast.
You might want to delete that, retard, you fucking piece of shit. Jesus Christ, I've lost my patience with the hard left. These people are morons. They're gone. They're part of the reason society's collapsing is because we've gone along with this
because we give them too much power. Like we allow them to speak their bullshit. Like it's as important as everything else that other people have to say, when we know it's just absolute ridiculousness. Mm-hmm. Like 90% of it. What do these people have to offer? They're going to school for fucking gender study degrees to do what? It's for more dye programs.
That's we've got to stop normalizing nonsense. At some point, it just has to be like, okay, this is crazy. This is crazy talk. Because I had this conversation, I don't remember who I had it with, but when you see someone doing something that's self-destructive, whether it be a family member, a friend, an acquaintance, or whatever, if you're cool with that person, you kind of have a responsibility to tell them, don't do that, right? To not agree with that. So when we talk about people saying I'm a Zem gender, if your family member says that to you, you have a responsibility as a good friend or family member to tell them, no, you're not. Like, and not be a dick about it, but you need to help them find help with this delusion. Like, if you had a friend that was a horrible alcoholic and was getting wrecked every night, and doing lines of cocaine with hookers and killing a bottle of Jack a day, and he was like, hey, man, I don't really have that much of a drinking problem, do I? My drinking's not that bad. If you tell him, no, you're fine, you're a bad friend. It's the same thing, except guess what? Alcoholics have lower suicide rates. That's the only thing.
True fact.
If you see someone engaging in self-destructive behavior, you have a responsibility to be like, hey, maybe we should get this looked at before we get too deep into the weeds here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. So I just remembered the other thing. The other two people that were kind of in the same vein of that stuff is did you see that Jordan B. Peterson got banned, and then Dave Rubin, for mentioning it, got banned as well?
No, I didn't see Dave Rubin got banned. I saw Jordan Peterson got banned. I didn't see Dave Rubin. That's fucking wild.
His awesome response.
I heard he said, I'm not deleting the tweet. You can get banned.
I will
basically.
die before I delete the tweet.
Good.
Or I would rather die. So
What-
he's like, I'm done. But that's
What
fine.
did he
I don't
even
have to be on Twitter.
say?
Something about pride being a sin and fuck, I can't remember the other part of it. But I mean, it was something about Ellen Page having her breast removed by a. He called the surgeon a criminal or something like that.
Oh yeah, I heard something about Elliot Page. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Yeah,
So-
I got a video yanked off TikTok. It was like 250,000 views when they yanked it, where I said that transitioning a 14-year-old was child abuse. That's all I said. It took me down for hate speech. And if you run into the wrong crowd, which I think the wrong people saw my video, and you get brigaded with
Yep.
reports, they'll take it down. But you can appeal that. And TikTok, to their credit, has usually been cool with me with like, okay, yeah, you got fucked. We'll put the video back up. But that one, they did not. They doubled down. They said, this is hate speech. It is hate speech to say, TikTok's own words, it is hate speech to say that you shouldn't transition a 14-year-old. That's all I said. I didn't say anything about adult trans people. I think in the video, I even said, I have no issue if an adult wants to transition.
Yeah.
You know, that's their decision. That's none of my fucking business. But yes, it is child abuse. I will die on that hill. It's child abuse to transition a 14-year-old. Like, if this is where we're drawing the lines, it's not even a fucking debate. We're not. There's nothing to argue about. You're wrong. No. You're wrong.
Kids can't consent, and they certainly can't consent to changing their body for the rest of their life in ways that are irreversible and sometimes deadly, and cause lifelong issues. It's just no, it's not up for debate. And I've seen so many creators on TikTok today. This is my 5th account. They keep banning me because I'm showing hate speech coming my way. These are the comments that I get, and they say these awful things, but yet I get banned when I report these people.
Yep.
What the hell? So yeah. I don't understand TikTok in that way.
I know I've gotten a few threats on there. None of them are really going to fall. I really don't read the comments. I know none of these fucking pussies are going to follow through. And if they do, well, they can find out how I feel about the whole gun control issue. It's not really a fucking problem for me. I'm not concerned in the least bit about,
but I'm just worried. It's just annoying that people have to recreate what they've already built.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so counterintuitive because it's like they're supposedly trying to protect people's little feelings. They don't want any hate speech or bullying, but yet people are reporting getting bullied and they're like, fuck you. We're going to bully you some more.
I tell people on TikTok all the time, follow my podcasts. Follow my YouTube, do that, because this account is not going to be around forever. Like, I've got a solid following on there. There are people that I'm like, I know y'all like the shit I make. Stop, go follow my podcast. Go follow my YouTube, because this is not going to be here. I have 2 options with TikTok, basically, is I can water down the shit I make, which I don't want to do, or I can get banned, which I don't want to do. I can say whatever the fuck I want on here. There's nothing wrong. I can do whatever I want here. So follow me here, because that's where you're going to get it unfiltered. That's where it's going to be not watered down. That's where it's not going to get taken down after a bunch of fucking pussies find it and brigade it with reports. So yeah, it's just fucking bullshit, man. The app.
Yeah, that brigading shit, I think, is what gets people banned. It's like 1 or 2 people, and they're like, "Ooh, go." Mass report and fuck this guy over, or fuck this creator over. And it's just, you'd think that they would see through that and be like, we're not even going to entertain these children. It was because that's how they're behaving at that point.
When you get 500 reports in a minute, you should know that something's up.
It's not that account is that awful that 500 people just, oh my God, we all saw it at the same time and we're just all clutching our pearls.
Right.
No. This is a campaign against someone specifically.
Yeah.
Move on.
What's that?
I was going to say, don't they have business to conduct?
No.
Fuck. Go figure out ad rev. I don't know.
That's, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous, man. I'll just say it. If saying that you shouldn't be able to transition a 14-year-old is child abuse, or excuse me, saying that transitioning a 14-year-old is child abuse is considered hate speech, then yeah, I guess I'm the biggest bigot around. Because dude, what it comes down to, this whole transitioning kids, the kids can consent to that. What that's going to lead to, inevitably, well, if they can transition to be mutilated, they can, or excuse me, if they can consent to being mutilated, they can consent to having sex with adults. That's what it's going to lead to. That's the end game here. It's very clear where it's going. If they can, why couldn't they?
Right. That's right, because they came out with a new little acronym for people to try to normalize their sexuality. MAPS. Sorry, no, you're a pedophile. You're not a minor attracted person. You're not a person. You're not a regular person anymore, okay? You're beneath the rest of us.
There should be
you are a pedophile.
They should get a map to a firing squad. I'd be all for that. Or a noose, one of the two.
Make that shit public. That'll put an end to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Map. Let's all fight. Yeah. Fucking, I'm not even going to say it because we'll get thrown off and I'll get held.
We probably already are, dude. We just said that they should.
Hey, I am not advocating for vigilante justice. I am advocating for policies. Me neither. Government legal policies that say, eat a bullet. That's how it goes. Look, and I would, there are, it's not the popular thing to say, but there are pedophiles out there that will never touch a kid. They recognize they have an issue. It's a very big problem. They recognize they have an issue. They seek help for it. But as long as they are in society, they're a threat, and they should be put away as well. It's like
the most vulnerable in our society are children. They don't know what's going on. They don't know,
right,
that they're being subjected to grooming if that's what's happening, because that's how you get them in these situations. You have to ease them in some disgusting way.
Yeah, as long as they're allowed to be out in society, they're a threat. A rabid dog, in theory, it could never bite somebody, but as long as it's allowed to be out there, it's a threat to spread rabies. So you got to put it down. You got a lot, sorry. Off to the woods. We can put them in camps, in the woods. We can do lots of things with them, but they can't be here. Sorry, it's not how it works. And if you come back, well, eat a bullet. Eat a bullet. That's what happens if you come back to society. Sorry. Go figure it out somewhere else. Go build your own pedophile village where you all live together and do support groups or some shit. But get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of society. We don't want you here.
Yeah, they don't belong. And if it starts, that's the thing, I would take to the streets for. If people start being like, yeah, it's cool, they can totally be around and they can be around kids and we're totally normalizing it and accepting it. Fuck no. Fuck no.
It will never be normalized in this country as long as I'm, because let me tell you, man, if it's legal, if we abolish age of consent laws, or if we say 14-year-olds can consent, right, to anything, to sex. If a 40-year-old man's trying to fuck my 14-year-old daughter, you leave me no option but to go kill him if that's legal. You leave me no option but to feed that guy to pigs. And I got hookups, believe me. You leave me no option. That's what it comes down to. That literally, you're going to see a massive increase. I said we're trying to stay away from vigilante justice and we want to get rid of it. We're not encouraging that at all. But if it becomes legal, that's what that's the only option I'm left with, is that guy can't continue to breathe. His vital signs have to stop. That's
right. Because if we can't say that it's illegal and take him to court and put him away, then we have to find another way to remove.
Yeah, trust me. I'd much rather just call the cops and have them take him away. Trust me, much rather do that. But if you remove that and you protect that guy and say he's a protected class or a marginalized people or whatever bullshit they're coming up with now, you leave me no choice. I have to take matters into my own hands there. And believe me,
they'll be marginalized, all right.
Yeah, they'll be exactly marginalized in sulfuric acid. Yeah, in a bathtub in a cheap motel.
Marginalize the fuck out of them.
Yeah, that's just putting it out there. So let's just not take it there. Let's avoid that entirely as a society. Let's just avoid normalizing that. Like I said, we're normalizing nonsense. Maybe that's the episode title.
Normalizing that is a great title because we're over it and we're not doing it. I'm not participating. I won't.
Not at all. Nope.
And I obviously do not care what names I get called. Bring it. Great. The more names, the better. You're gonna make me feel that much more stronger in my convictions. Honestly.
Yeah, if those are the type of people that are coming at me and calling me horrible names or whatever, then so be it. I'm all for it. Yeah, go ahead. I've earned those. Those are badges of fucking honor. Let's do it.
Exactly. Because we've called zero people zero names. Yeah. I've called pedophiles. I've said that they were sick people. That's it. I've never said fucking negative word one about any decent individual ever.
No, we've never done that. We've never bashed trans people as a whole. We've never said you can scour through this whole thing. We've never said anything negative that trans people are groomers or anything like that. We've been very specific about people that want to transition kids, push this on kids are the ones that we have issues with. And those
Mm.
people, I'm sorry, they are wrong. Fuck those people. If you want to transition kids, no, or anything with that, no, fuck that. That's where I stand. That's the hill I'm willing to die on. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
we all know who's making those decisions, so
It's
it's
a
certainly not a child who can barely understand their ABCs and one, two,
no.
threes.
It's a subject that as the older I get and I start a family of my own, it becomes more serious to me, and it's like, oh, this is a real fucking problem. So that's where I'm at with it. So just don't fuck with it.
I love that you're passionate about this and you haven't even like you're not even married yet, and I know you guys are probably wait a little bit. Like, you guys want to have kids pretty soon, or
We will probably we talked about it probably like 5 years or so. We'll probably
you're
have
gonna
kids in
wait
our
5 years?
yeah, we'll probably have kids in our mid 30s. That's what we're
Oh
thinking.
wow.
Um,
Okay.
I mean, we just want like it's definitely in the cards. But we want to enjoy each other for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's
sure.
that's what
Yeah.
my mom told me to do. My mom told me to just go see the world first. Like we're going to Italy next year, and
Nice.
yeah, my mom was like, "I love you guys. You guys are the best thing that ever happened to me. But I wish I didn't have you so young. Like enjoy the world. Be more financially stable when you have kids. Make sure your shit's a little bit more together. That's what we're doing. We're just waiting.
Yeah. And you know what? If you can do that, that's great.
Yep.
And absolutely. Although, and it's too late for you guys to have them super young, so you might as well.
Yeah. I
Because if you have them super young, then you can do all that shit when you're still pretty young. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
That's
Like, my daughter's been out of the house for a while now, so I can travel, I can do whatever. It's nice.
Yeah, and that's cool. That's what we're just trying to do that all now. Mid 20s, early 30s, we're gonna do that, and then we'll settle down and start popping them out. I wanted to get it's like comedy podcasting. I wanted to give that a real good run for 5 6 years or for 5 10 years. That was my goal. I want to give that a real good run. And at that point, I'll either be making enough money doing this that I can feed a family, or I'll realize that it's just a hobby and do 9 to 5. Like it is what
Yeah.
So that's what we're doing. So.
Well, that's
That's
cool. That's a good plan. At least you guys are planning, and you've got things loosely set out the way you want them. That's cool.
yeah, no, we're definitely on the same page in terms of it's very important. I saw a post the other day that said choosing his wife is the most important thing a man can do, and it really is, man. Because I mean, look at these crazy bitches like Jada Pinkett Smith and Amber Heard that have just ruined these men because they decided to fucking get down because the pussy was too good and they popped the question to the wrong one. Like that's what
Right.
it was, man. The shit.
Johnny
These
Depp ruined
dudes.
his life over somebody with a perfect ass who could make the perfect imprint on a couch or whatever. Hearing that testimony, I was just like, that's what she chooses. Like, whatever. Okay.
Is
They
that
think
what he
that's
said?
damning. No. Well, apparently, according to Amber's sister, that was her testimony. The first time that she encountered Johnny or whatever, or I don't know, something to that effect, that after Amber got off this leather couch, that he said something about her ass leaving a perfect imprint or whatever. So, yeah, I mean, she's drug him. They were only together for less than 2 years, and she's made him his life hell for 10 years after. Like, that's crazy town,
Yeah.
man. I've gone through a divorce. You know what I wanted to do? Get away from him. That's
Right.
it. I wasn't like, oh, I need to destroy him. I need to do whatever. I also never claimed that he did things that he didn't do.
Right.
So there's that.
That's. I mean, yeah. That's. You gotta stay away from the crazies. You have a friend in the. Well, I guess we have a friend in the. He was speaking of. You had the Mises Caucus guy on last week. You have a friend in the Mises Caucus that can attest to staying away from the crazies.
Yes, he can. He's still like, she still talks about him.
Still
I
do.
think.
I mean, dude,
Like, I'm not friends with her anymore because I can't handle the psycho crazy to talk. But and her white knight army that somehow she accumulated over the last several years that just jump to her little defense every time she gets slightly offended.
Those guys have come at me
Christ.
too. I don't care. I really don't. There's literally nothing that someone who's that sad and pathetic and at that point in life where they would go white knight for a woman they met on the internet can say that would hurt my feelings. So It was
Luckily,
not.
they've never come at me because I've never really come at her. But I'm just like, I
And
can't
we're not
believe.
dropping names because I just don't care to see
No,
the drama right now.
no, we're not dropping names
And I'll
because
probably get a
first
fucking
of all, she
cease and
doesn't
desist in
deserve
the
it.
mail. I'll probably get a cease and desist in the mail if I do. Just yeah, so we're just gonna
Yeah.
avoid it.
So
But
this poor guy, let's just suffice it to say, he's moved way on with his life, and she has not,
far,
and it
much
has been
better.
years.
And it's very clear to anyone because I don't. When I first started seeing it, I didn't know either of these people. I just saw the drama, and I'm like, wow, he's clearly trying to get away from this, and she can't let it go. And that's where the problem. Like, it's very evident to anyone that's on the outside looking in that. I mean, don't get me wrong,
He's sunk to some really gross tactics,
and
like
in
involving his family member or
yeah,
juvenile family members. That was disgusting.
in toxic relationships, don't give it. I trust me, both parties are guilty to some degree, but typically one party is way more guilty than the other. That's just how it, like
Right.
everyone, whether
It's
it's
always
75,
lopsided.
25, 60, 40, one party's typically more guilty than the other, but both have done some shit that they probably shouldn't have. And that's just what that stuff leads to is both people are just nasty to each other.
And I think that it's also, a lot of people, the one that's not as guilty thinks, I got to hold on. I've invested this
Yep.
much time in this relationship. It's not all bad. Maybe maybe it'll be better after they apologize. And
It doesn't get better. No, it doesn't get better.
I feel awful for those people.
It doesn't get better at all. Just move on. If you like you see like I'll go on Reddit and read like relationship advice and stuff like that, and it's almost like 90% of these. I'm like, just break up. Just break up with them because it's not going to get better. Dude, if you're at the point where you're asking strangers on the internet to help you, like for advice on your fucking relationship, it's time to quit. You're done. It's over. It's dead. It's dead on a right. Like your relationship is the walking fucking dead. It is a zombie at this point.
You are asking for just somebody to collaborate or agree with what you're already thinking.
Yep, exactly.
Just
you
do
want
it.
confirmation.
Just pull the Band-Aid off and do it. You
Yep.
know already before you type that post up that this was not going anywhere or it was going somewhere bad.
Yep.
And it's time to pull the ripcord.
Yeah. If you're at the point where you're asking people on Reddit for what do I do with my girlfriend? I think she might be cheating. Your relationship bit into a cheeseburger that had mad cow disease into it like 5 years ago. It's dead. It's dead. It's walking dead. Just end it. It's going to drop dead anyway, and it's going to be very, very ugly when it does. just rip the fucking Band-Aid off, man, because it's not going to get better if you're on the internet. It's just not.
And you know what? Especially if you're young, do it quickly.
Yes.
And go find somebody else. Go find several other people and see who works best. And just find more friends.
Yeah, because I've seen people that are in that mindset. They're like, oh man, I'm pushing 30. It's going to be too late for me to find somebody. I'm like, dude, shut up. It really only takes probably like 6 months to know if someone's, wifey or husband material. That's really all it takes.
Oh God, you should know before that.
And even then, yeah, you should know before that. Like it don't take that long. You don't want to be too forward and, propose to someone after 8 months or some shit like that.
Right. But ask, important questions, go on a trip together, do stuff like that. That will help you know if you are going to make it or not, or if this is a person that you can spend the rest of your life with. Like I would definitely say go on a trip together. Absolutely
travel together, because that's even worse than living together in the sense that you're together 100% of the time. Because I mean, you're living together.
You're stuck. There's no escape from this person for this amount of time.
Yeah. Because I mean, if you're living together, you both go to work, you got friends, you got hobbies when you might go to school or whatever. I mean, there's stuff to take you away. Your cars are both there. Yeah. There's stuff to take you away. Like when you're on vacation, nope, it's that person. And let me tell you,
anybody else.
that little test drive saved my ass before. So that's all I can say. Oh yeah, that's all I can say.
This sounds like story time.
Not on here. Plenty of red flags though. Plenty of red. There are red flags on vacation. That's all.
So how long of a trip was it?
It was a week, and it was 3 days was probably all I needed to say, okay, there's enough red flags. But I was an idiot 21-year-old kid. So I didn't read the red flags properly, and I it again came back to bite me in the ass later on in life. So I'm pushing 30 now. I mean, go take my advice if you're young and you're watching this. There's red flags now. They're only gonna get bigger. So just go. Just rip the Band-Aid off and be done. Be done with them. Be done with them. Ed.
So did you end the relationship when you got back to town, or did you
No.
continue for a short time?
I continued for much more than a short time because I again was an idiot
Caleb.
21-year-old kid. That's yeah. It was not.
Oh,
Not my
so it was
best.
much later looking back on the trip that you saw the flags.
It was like I said, I was young, I was dumb. I look back and I'm like, oh yeah,
Oh.
those were there. And they were there a lot more than just that trip. Like it's you look back and it's not, I mean, it's nothing against her. I hope she's doing well. I have no qualms
Sure.
there. But yeah, no, it
But
was
so during this time, are your friends saying, "Hey, I think your
no.
girlfriend"? They said nothing.
No. You're a woman. I don't want to mansplain here. I don't want to mansplain. But don't take this the wrong way. You're a woman. You guys don't understand. You guys, when you don't like one of your friends' man, have no problem just trashing him to their face. Your man is a fucking no good piece of trash. Blah blah blah. They have no problem just bashing him. Men, if we try to say anything about a woman to our friend, that he's dating or he's marrying or whatever, he'll side with her over us. We become the bad guy. Like, oh, you're just jealous. What are you trying to move me out of the way so you can fuck her? Like, it's that kind of thing. And that's just not the case. So we have to approach it much more cautiously. Like, I know guys that have told a friend that they found out that his girlfriend was cheating, and the guy lashed out at the friend as if it was his fault. Like, well,
Why
she
do they
didn't
always
fuck him.
shoot the fucking messenger, dude?
It's a dude thing.
I've been the messenger before. No, it's also a chick thing.
Yeah.
It's also a chick. Like, I have backed the fuck off on telling people how I think what my opinions are on their significant other, because I don't know what's going to happen. They might get in a fight and break up and get back together in 3 days, and then I'm the bitch because I was like, oh yeah, he was a piece of trash. I could have told you that.
And they both turn against you.
No,
Yep.
you don't do that. Yeah,
No.
exactly. Then they both turn against you, and you're out a friend. Great.
Well, it's the crazy thing with dudes is we don't find out our friends' true opinions until after we break up.
After the breakup.
Yeah,
Yep.
after the breakup.
I've noticed that.
It's you find out their real opinions, and they're usually very, very harsh, and there's a lot. The word cunt gets thrown around a lot, and
But they make sure, like, how long is the period before you start bringing that shit up? Because,
it's within days, within like a couple days. Yeah, it's not. We don't.
You never know if there's going to be the fucking rebound back
together.
together.
I know. That's part of the grieving process. Usually, you can gauge it and see if they're going to try to get back or if it's like over. And if it's not, yeah, I mean, we go for the fucking throat. It's a couple days, maybe a week before we start just talking trash on the guy's ex. It's we let them know. And here's the thing, I've been on both sides of that. Obviously, it's not always, we don't always mean it, right? It's part of the grieving process. We're trying to help him move on.
Sure.
And humor and stuff like
You're
that.
better
It's
with
just one of the ways.
buddy. Yeah.
It's just, she was trash. She did, you can do so much better than her. I mean, you got to say what you got to say to make your bro feel
sound
better.
Like chicks.
Yeah, but we don't mean it. That's the difference. We don't mean it, and 3 of us haven't fucked her, because that's usually the case with girl groups when that kind of stuff happens. So,
oh god,
that's usually how it works there. But yeah, so I mean, that's, man, we spend a lot of time on dating and relationships here, but it comes back. It's like we were talking about with Johnny Depp and Will Smith, and you marry these crazy bitches. The warning flags are there.
Your life and ruin it, and you can't get them. Like, they can't detach from these women like normal people can. You know what I mean? Because there's so many millions of dollars involved.
Well, I mean, I know dudes that are broke that can't get away from these crazy women. It's
like, let go.
Yeah,
move the fuck on. How hard is it?
It's tough dealing with a fucking gaslighter and a manipulator. It's tough, man. They're not easy people to deal with, and they cast a spell. It's a lot of the time. Like, one thing it was a comic I was talking to he was talking to a girl that was older than him, and he was like probably like 20 and she was pushing 30, I think. And I was telling him, like, dude, she wasn't bad looking either, And I'm like, dude, if she's that old and she's good looking and she's talking to someone who's not old enough to buy a beer, there's something going on. Like she sees someone she can easily manipulate. That's almost always what it is, because you're young, you're dumb, your brain's not fully developed. I mean, and it's not like I'm shit and you don't have to take my advice, but I've made enough mistakes in my life that I can see when something's a trap. So just stay away. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger.
Look out for the warning sign, kiddo.
Yeah, it's so, I don't know. Hopefully someone took something from this. Someone said they just tuned in for the weather report. We did not have. I don't know what's going on with the weather. I don't. Did it
rained a little bit.
I heard thunder. Nothing happened though. I didn't lose power. I got to be careful because I don't live 2 blocks from the mayor anymore. So they're willing to cut my power now when this stuff happens. That was when
I was out and it was raining, and then by the time I got home, I was like 5 minutes away. It wasn't really raining anymore. So
yeah, it wasn't too bad. That's
it's Nebraska.
Back when they had the winter, when they were doing like the roaming blackouts or whatever, pretty much everyone I knew lost power but us, and we lived 4 blocks from Mean Gene, so we were on the same power grid as her. So of course we're not going to lose the same power grid as the mayor. Of course we're not going to lose power. They're not going to cut our power in the winter. Are you kidding me? No.
Oh my God. Speaking of the mayor, what's really funny is I was hanging out with my parents this weekend, and they brought up the fact that they think that there's shady circumstances surrounding her husband's death.
Oh, absolutely.
Considering she's getting married less than a year later than he died.
To his coworker.
They went to college together, Caleb. They've known each other for years.
Oh, so even better. Yeah.
Friends.
So even better. Yeah. So he slid into the DMs. He slid into the DMs. Sure he
slid in the DMs a couple years ago, and a plan was hatched.
He planted the seed. Yeah. He planted the seed, and he slid into the DMs, and they're like, "Hey, what if your husband, just went away for a little bit, Tony Soprano style." It's very shady. And when the Netflix documentary happens, I was calling it the day it happened. I was on stage saying it the day it happened. I have witnesses that worked for her that can attest to this because they were there and booed me off the stage. I can attest that I had things thrown at me as I walked out, and I didn't, dude. It was so no. It was I didn't. So comic. I'm not going to drop his name because I don't want him getting doxxed. But a comic friend of mine, his girlfriend worked for the mayor's office or the mayor's campaign, and I went on stage the night her husband died, and I had a really good set. And at the very end, I went, "I'm Caleb Salvatore. Joe Stothert didn't kill himself." Next thing I know, I've got people booing me. Someone threw something at me as I'm walking off. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, I thought I did really good. Like, am I losing it that bad that I don't even know? Like, I ate shit so bad, people throwing shit at me. And I walk outside, and my friend whose girlfriend works in the mayor, comes up to me. And he's like, "Yeah, that wasn't your best idea." I go, "Are those your girl's coworkers?" He's like, "Yup." And I'm like, "Yeah, I kind of figured that out." As 12 of them were booing me as I walked off the stage.
Shit.
So yeah, I don't know. I don't know who. So I mean, yeah, they probably knew the guy, and here I was saying that he was murdered, right? The day I didn't even let him. He's probably still at the morgue at that point, and I didn't even let him grieve. But that's it's comedy. They don't all work. It's all good.
Somebody had to say it.
But so yes,
Our paper wasn't reporting it properly. I mean, they could have done some better journalistic research and reported this better. So
yeah,
it's left up to us, people like us.
It's given me real big Pizzagate vibes. They just kind of dismissed it. Yep, official story's true. Okay, bye-bye. We're not going to look into it anymore. It's a little shady. It's just a little shady. Brain surgeon shoots himself in the backyard in the middle of the day. Just a little shady. Just a little shady. I don't know. Maybe he was depressed, but how often did depressed people kill themselves in the backyard? Like, I don't know. And it's, yeah. And then she marries a guy like 6 months later and or a year later, and it's just
nothing to see here, folks. Move along.
Just everything considered, it's just like, come on, what are we doing here, guys? It'll be a fun Netflix documentary, though. We'll be national attention.
If it gets half as much, if they do half as well as they did on Tiger King, I will be excited.
Oh yeah, she's Carol Baskins, man. She's Carol. She probably fed him to. Oh no, they found the body. That's right. She's the Carol Baskins, and I'll be Joe Exotic. So.
Nobody can raise taxes and fix roads as well as me, so nobody else can do it.
Yeah,
that's Mean Gene for you.
God, that's I don't know. I think she's gonna run for a 4th term.
Dude,
horrified.
I can't take anymore.
Okay, let me put this on the air right here. I'll put it on the air right here. When's the mayor election? 3 years, 2025. If Jean Stothert runs for a 4th term, I will run against her. I will petition. I will get the 1,000 I will. Well, I may not be in. I'm not an Omaha resident right now, but we'll see if I'm living, because I'm in La Vista right now. But if I am an Omaha resident in 2025 and Jean Stothert runs for mayor for a 4th term, I will run against her. I will get the signatures necessary, and I will make her refuse to share a debate stage with me. There's no way she will share a debate stage with me. Absolutely not. She will refuse to do it.
Oh yeah, she will. She's not big on confrontation.
No, and I'll probably be the only one that's taller than her on the stage. So
she's a tall lady. She doesn't like taking questions from journalists either. Really, does she? She's kind of like what's her face up in Beetlejuice up in Chicago.
Lori Lightfoot. Yeah, the Batman villain.
You can't ask me questions. I'm just the mayor. I'm just responsible for a city.
For everything that goes on here. Yeah. No, we're going to triple primary her. We're going to triple primary Jean Stothert in 2025. Me, Bill Queen, and Chris Baker are going to triple primary Jean Stothert. Just the chaos. We'll each split 1% of the vote. That's... Could you imagine?
You know what? That'd be so funny. Oh god.
That would be, the debate would be a roast battle. Imagine our campaign ads attacking each other just for fun.
Bill Queen would be out there calling you names just for fun.
I'd love it. That we said we're going to run Monty Scott for mayor too, so we can have some black representation. We wanted to get Mia elected to the tribal council and then city council and then mayor, and that was the goal. That's what I said. I'm like, you need to run for city council. Like, who says no to a disabled woman of color that is a little racist? Like, I mean, who says no? Like, she would mop the floor. The Republicans would love her. The Democrats would love her. She hates paying taxes. She once told me I'd never let my kid go along with that trans shit. That was her words, not mine. But she also checks all the boxes. She's epileptic. She's female. She's Native American. Fuck it. Let's fucking the ultimate candidate. We just got to get her to talk now. That's
right.
That's.
She's also extra short. Does that count? Is that another group of
something? Short. We own guns. So she's pro-gun. Yeah. She's pro-gay marriage. I mean, yeah, dude, she could fucking make some noise. She's all over the map. Like,
yeah, they wouldn't be able to figure her out at first.
No, how do you attack that? How do you even attack that? I told her once, I will quit comedy and write jokes for you because you can get away with saying so much more than I could. I would have you on Legion of Skanks in a year. I would have you touring in 2 years. Like, you can say so much more shit than I could, and no one can say a goddamn thing to you. But she didn't go for it.
She's not going for it. Keep prodding her. You know what I mean? You never know.
She will never do comedy.
Might wear her down.
She doesn't like talking to people on the phone. She's not going to get on stage and do it.
Who likes talking on the phone?
She doesn't like human contact. That's the point I'm making. She doesn't like people she doesn't know. She doesn't like talking to people she doesn't know. She's not going to get on a stage. I promise you it's not going to happen.
I get that, but you could always go out there, say your shit, and be like some of those comics, just be like, bye, I'm leaving. Send me my fucking check. I don't need to talk to any fuckers. after the show.
That's actually what we had. No comedians are going to be allowed to speak at our wedding just because we know that there's going to be we don't want sets. We don't want
That's
a
probably
comedy
a good
set.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys do that shit on your own time. This is our day.
David Terrell Green told us, he's like, there's going to be so many sets at your wedding. I'm like, no, there will be no comedy
No.
sets at our wedding. None. Not a single one.
This is about us today and our, commitment to each other for life.
Yes. Well, that's the thing, because I don't, like, I've gone to friends' wedding. I don't speak at weddings. People that speak professionally or semi-professionally, we're not supposed to speak at those things. That's where their mom, dad, brother, sister, best man, maid of honor, that's who's supposed to speak at those things. Like, I'm not supposed to talk at that. No one wants to. There's a time and a place. No one wants to hear me go up and talk. It's like I wouldn't want like Obama to speak at my wedding.
Right. But I mean, yeah, the people that you do have them be prepared, because I've seen some folks get up there and through the whole thing, and that's no fun for anyone either.
One of my friends went to a wedding 2 weekends ago, and the best man speech was literally just, "Thank you all for coming. Have a good night."
Alrighty.
I would be pissed. My brother is going to be my best man, so he'll come up with some entertaining shit. He'll be ridiculous, but that's no, it'll be fun. Oh, we didn't talk about the good news, the Highland shooter. No, I'm kidding. Not good news. No. It's just cheery compared to everything else that's so fucking shitty in the world. So what do we know about this guy?
We know a lot. Well, I know a little here. So apparently he had purchased 5 firearms legally
In Illinois. Yeah.
They said he bought the 2 rifles 2 years ago. I don't know about the other 3 guns.
Mm-hmm.
But in 2019, the cops were called on him twice. Once because he tried to commit suicide. They didn't specify how. The second time
should have let him.
Right? The second time is because one of his family members said that he was threatening and being erratic and threatening to kill everyone. The cops came, confiscated knives, and left because the family member refused to sign anything or whatever, and they didn't take any of his guns, and they didn't arrest him because, like I said, the family member didn't want to press charges or I don't know what, but
get your goddamn relatives in line. How many times does this shit have to happen before you're like, no, he's fucking nuts, take him away, take him to the nut hut?
Well, right. And he was like one of those guys who totally kept to himself. He lived in a an apartment building that was like a house, but with an apartment attached to it with an entrance. And his uncle lived in the main part and he lived in the other part. And his uncle apparently said that he really never saw him, really didn't interact with the guy. And he lost his job 2 years ago, and he's a rapper. Lost his job at Panera. And apparently, according to IMDb, I can't believe this guy has an IMDb.
Not hard to get one, actually.
$100,000.
I doubt he has $100,000. He probably put that in himself. Those celebrity net worth things are not really regulated at all.
So, this guy probably at one point in time qualified for a couple credit cards, and that's how he bought these rifles and other guns. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and really, let's see here, 7 dead, 30 injured. He was 21. He only fired 70 rounds, which, in these things seems small. I guess when I'm thinking about like the Vegas shooter and how many rounds he apparently fired all by his lonesome.
Even though they only found 12 shell casings in the rest has disappeared. Yeah.
Amazing.
Crazy. Freest, just like the freest and fairest election in our time. Anyway.
Oh, here's the best fucking part, Caleb. After the shooting, his uncle says the FBI came and searched his apartment. They left taking nothing.
Yeah. Again, drop the ball completely.
What the fuck? He already killed 7 people, injured 30. You search his place and you take nothing? You don't even take his computer?
It's because they were behind it. They already knew. Their bosses
Jeez.
at the CIA called in and were like, "Hey, you don't need anything. We've already
This was
been
us.
there."
This was us. Like,
Yeah,
it's getting so obvious now. Like, they can basically put a stamp on it. This was us.
yeah.
Move along, folks.
I mean, look,
Nothing to
it's
see here.
total fucking dude. I hate to play conspiracy theory, but MK Ultra is not a conspiracy theory. That happened. That was a real thing. They did it. They've admitted to it. It's been FOIA'd. They took people who were already on the verge of, craziness and fried their brain with copious amounts of LSD and DMT. Don't know if y'all ever done that shit, but that's enough. That'll do it to someone that's on the edge. If you want to push someone over, that'll do it. And I'm telling you, man, they did some shit. My dog's over here, like standing in the corner. What are you doing? You're not old enough to have dementia. But they're fucking. It's just so. There's so many just inconsistencies when you see this in Uvalde and Buffalo. Let me guess, this guy had no money and somehow had like $12,000 worth of equipment too.
Yep.
That's
Pretty
probably
much.
yeah.
Oh, and the authorities were aware of him, but
Yep.
did nothing.
Yep.
People, oh, he was quiet. He kept to himself. He was always on the internet. He was kind of weird. Like they, in one of the articles, they had a link to his questionable social media post, but I couldn't get in. You had to log in, and it was Vox or something. I'm going to sign up for Vox.
No, fuck that.
The most I will do for you people is read a CNN article. I'm not logging in or creating a fucking Vox account. That's a step too far. You can't
Not
ask
at all,
that of
no.
me.
Yeah. But that's, again, we have a situation where the police and the FBI dropped the ball. They had they knew this guy was nuts. They knew he was a problem. Didn't do anything about it. They legally could have done something about it. Several opportunities. Didn't do anything about it. And every politician in Washington, every jackass pundit on CNN, their only solution is going to be to offer more power to and more of our reliance on the people who let this happen in the first place. That's all they ever offer. Yep.
The people who sit on their hands for an hour and let children get massacred. Yeah,
Yep.
sorry. No, I'm not relying on them for my self-defense.
Yep. Take
That's
your
not
guns
happening.
away. So take our guns away so we can wait for them. And I'm not even talking mass shootings. I'm talking someone kicks in the door at 3:00 in the morning. You're going to wait for the cops
Yeah, I'm
to
not
come?
waiting 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm not waiting
10 minutes if you're lucky. 10 minutes if you're lucky. I mean, I've called 911. They don't show up for 25 or 30 minutes. Dude could have killed me 17 times if someone was breaking into my house.
Right?
So it's like sometimes they do show up in 5 minutes or less. But that's more than enough time for someone to do a significant amount of damage to you.
It takes seconds.
Let's rely on those people even more now. Jesus Christ. It's just the fucking ignorance.
They don't even hear what they say. The government's evil. Defund the police. Give up your weapons. So the police and the government, who we don't like, can be the only ones to have them. Gee, that makes a lot of sense.
That's what I've never understood. You see people with ACAB and gun control now in their bio. Those two things, by definition, cannot coexist. You cannot want to defund the police and take away everyone's guns. Are you going to defund the police after you take everyone's guns? Is that what are you going to do? Who do you think is going to take them?
And then what happens when your house is getting broken into? Who you calling? A social worker? Social worker going to come and talk him out of breaking in and taking your shit and maybe
raping you or killing you? Yeah. No, you grab a fork.
Oh,
okay. Do it, Michael.
Wait for the social worker to show up.
Michael Moore said, "Just get a dog. Just get a dog." That's what he said.
I'm sorry. So that they can shoot my pet.
Yeah, so they can kill my dog. Yeah, fuck off. No, I have a Chihuahua. No one's getting through her. But if they do. No one, like this studio is protected by Poppy. Okay. No one is getting through the iron wall. Okay. The 5-pound fucking just
that
fortress.
Viciousness.
The 5-pound fortress. Okay. Yeah. So this comment down here, we're talking conspiracies. I've seen this all over Facebook today.
Shit.
Someone in the comments tell me what the fuck is the Hadron Collider? Because I never heard of this shit until today.
Are you kidding me, Caleb?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Oh my god.
What is the Hadron Collider? I need to know. Because I've seen some shit about it. it creates black holes. It let demons in. I don't know.
Oh my God.
What did it do? I don't.
It hasn't done anything yet. They're turning it back on. It's been under construction or, upgrades for the last several years. And this is it's been a huge thing for decades over in where the fuck is CERN? It's in I'm going to get this wrong. It's in Scandinavia somewhere, I think, but you're going to have to go down that rabbit hole yourself. I don't have time to explain this because we are already over time. And it is very interesting. It is
Well,
not a hole for Satan to come through,
well,
you fucking idiots.
it does say here on the most reliable source, Wikipedia, but they cited it cited MSNBC. It
Oh,
said
Jesus.
the experiments of the Large Hadron Collider sparked fears that the particle collisions might produce doomsday phenomena, including the production of stable microscopic black holes or the creation of hypothetical particles called strangulates. Two CERN Commission safety reviews examined these concerns and concluded that the experiments at the LHC present no danger and there is no reason for concern. A conclusion endorsed by the American Physical Society. So if you're going to buy the government's line, that's all we'll do. That's it. That's I don't know. I saw that it created. It said smashes atoms together to study subatomic particles and lets demons through. It opened a portal from the other dimension to let the demons and the interdimensional child molesters through.
It must have. I don't know because something crazy is going on. But no, they just fired it up today or yesterday or something like that, and people are like losing their shit because some people like you didn't know it existed, and
Well,
some people think that like it's gonna open a portal to hell,
I
like
didn't.
hell really exists or something, and like what it's gonna be like Ghostbusters 1984 or whatever, and they're just gonna be woo swarming around the cities.
Well, okay. I didn't know it existed, but I also, when I saw the Facebook post going around about how it's going to open a portal to hell and create a black hole that would swallow the earth, I was like, well, that doesn't sound true. I don't know if
No.
that's going to happen.
I mean, but take a look at the picture of the thing. It looks insane. Like it looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. Obviously, it's crazy. But
Turns the frogs gay.
again, it's been around for decades and decades, and they've been, using it for decades and decades up until recently because they had to do some upgrades. And yeah, the fucking gay frogs. That is seriously my favorite clip on the internet is the one where they put music and they have like effects where it's kind of like my background here with Alex Jones turning the fucking frogs gay and he's beating the newspaper on the fucking table.
Oh, that's the best part.
And he was right.
Look at this crap. I mean, it wasn't to the extent that he said, but yes, there was some
they're
chemicals
not gay, but they switched genders because of the shit they were putting in the water. Weird. It's almost like he knows what he's talking about half the time.
Well, I think he knows what he's talking about most of the time.
Half.
He just embellishes.
Yeah, I was going to say way more than half the time. It just takes years for the government to allow that shit to come to the surface because I don't know where the fuck he gets his information, but he's got the inside track.
He's got somebody, and I think the real conspiracy is that someone in the government is leaking shit to Alex Jones 5 to 10 years before it comes to fruition. And when he says it, it's this maniac saying it, and no one thinks anything of it, and then it actually happens, and well, here you go. I mean, Epstein, Bohemian Grove, all kinds of shit.
I can't remember. I wish I could remember who was interviewing him. I want to say it was Rogan a while ago, but he was talking about what his dad did for a living. His dad was, and that's kind of the reason NASA. Why he knows a lot of the stuff he knows. I think his dad was like a government contractor. So he wasn't in government, but he was government like adjacent, if not intertwined. Yeah. So I think that's kind of, I think that's where it started. And then he just went and ran with it and found connections. And his connections apparently are really good because he knows shit that we eventually find out is true. It sounds crazy when he says it, but yeah, later we find out, oh, really? That was fucking 100% true. And they lied and lied and lied and tried to demonize like they do.
Yep. We'll find out Pizzagate was true soon enough. Stand by it. So, This has been Mental Misdeeds. Do you have anything you want to plug here or no?
No, just the wine. We can
Yep,
put that back up real quick.
we'll post
Blood Tyrants.
Yeah, Blood of Tyrants wine here. Give me just a second. Yep, there we
I
go.
love
Discount
it.
code mental for $5 off shipping, right?
That's right.
Okay. All right. Well, y'all heard it here first. I'll be in Norfolk, Nebraska, July 22nd. If y'all want to come check me out there, I know, huge town out there.
Beautiful
Where
cow
else?
town.
Somewhere in Iowa the following week. Denver's not going to happen in July. I have a prior commitment. Wichita, Kansas on 9/11. It's going to be explosive. And then we got some more dates coming, and check out my other podcast, Bread and Circuses, too. We have a fun time on there. We got to get back to posting. I didn't post there for the move either, so that's all I got.
All right, guys, let us know if you have guest suggestions or if you'd like to come on, because Caleb and I are, we're busy and we forget, and we'd love to hear your suggestions, honestly.
Correct. That is 100% factual. All right. Peace the fuck out, y'all. Thank you so much.
See you next week.